Hi there, a warm welcome to you. Thank you for joining the live chat. Can you hear me, viewers? Thank you for responding with yes, for confirming that audio is fine. Big news. No one was expecting this news. No one was expecting this type of development in Ethiopia. Uh, I was extremely surprised when I heard about it. Details for you a little later in this live chat. Let me welcome the participants first. People don't like my practice of reading the names of participants, but that's what keeps me connected with you people. Let me welcome the participants who have joined so far one by one. Sammy S. First view says, how are you? I'm fine, Sammy. How are you? Ethio joined too. Ethio is very helpful. Stays in touch with through my Gmail as well. Shafo joined too. Special welcome to you, Shafo. Shafo is a member too. If you want to be a member, click the link given in description section of this live chat or description section of videos. Members have special badges. Demisio Kibrit joined. Welcome, Demisio. Samia says, I hope it's the end of Abi's regime. Duga Ilma says, what is the fate of Ethiopia, Sadiq? Well, firstly, my name is Sajid, Sajid, not Sadiq. Fate, when people ask questions about Ethiopian fate, mainly they want to know if Ethiopia is going to disintegrate or not. I have been saying for almost 4 years now. 4 years ago, in 2021, I did a video, I remember. You can watch that video if you search some uh, on the channel. You can watch that. You can find that video. 2021. I said back then that there was no threat, no danger of disintegration of Ethiopia. Back then, Tigray fighters were advancing towards Addis Ababa. Everyone, majority of analysts believe that disintegration of Ethiopia was on the cards. In 2021, I said no disintegration. It's not imminent. 4 years have passed. So you see, my prediction of 2021 holding true so far. We have BK says, hello, Mr. Breaking News. Well, I think nothing can be more breaking news than this story, I think. Simon says, breaking, Fano have retweeted. Millat TV, Millat joined too, says unlikely. A name in Amharic, cannot read it, says Mr. Sajid Nadeem. How are you doing? You're following since 3 years ago. Thank you. Good to hear that. Well, most of you would be aware of what Ethiopian military said almost an hour ago, which is a breaking news, a big claim by the Ethiopian military. People have been talking about some sort of engagements between Fano and Tigray generals, talking about likely formation of alliance between the two sides against Ethiopian government. But we never heard anything official from any party. So the first time that an official claim has been made about an alliance between Fano and Tigray generals. What is the significance of this claim? What does it indicate? Is military under pressure? Are Tigray generals really in contact with Fano? Are Fano fighters really hurting military? All that question we'll try to find answers to in this live chat. Simon says, Fano have retreated into Tigray and become Tigrayans, but you would never know it. I don't think so. Ali Ababo says, what happened to General Migbe? Give us some information. Just give me a few minutes, Ali Ababo. Dani Tasfai says, hello Sajid, thank you for the news report. Love the channel. Thank you, Dani. Good to have you here. Your appreciation matters a lot for me, by the way. When you people appreciate the work I do, it encourages me to do more. This appreciation matters so much for me. Perhaps you don't know, but your kind comments are my life. It's not that I am looking for appreciation, but there is so much criticism too. So when people support me, I feel I'm not alone. Bino Jr. joined too. He's a member too. Special welcome to you, Bino. Black Man says, do you think Tigray officials will finish the DDR process or still planning to go to war? Well, I analyzed this question in a video early today. I said the new Tigray government will have to speed up DDR. Otherwise, Pimabi's government will try to strangulate the new interim government. It will try to paralyze government of Tigray by blocking all funds to Tigray. So Getachew remained slow on DDR implementation because military people were not cooperating. New government in Tigray will have to cooperate. I think Abiy will get assurance from TPLF, from TDF about DDR. Then he will appoint the new president, I think. Demisio says you're the only reliable source of information for the previous years. Thank you, Demisio. Let me start, viewers. Can I start? If you allow me, I'll speak for around 10 minutes and then I'll take all your questions. Asandro says, Sajid, you are important in the Horn of Africa affairs because you are impartial and not biased. Well, I am important because you people want to hear unbiased information. There are some people who want only information of their choice. They want appreciation for their groups, who they support, for their parties, for their ethnic groups. But there are people, lots of them in the Horn of Africa, who just want to know the truth. Truth. Muni Muni has joined. He's falling asleep. He says, please start. He just joined. Well, you'll wake up, Muni Muni, once someone joins, someone with a female screen name, no matter who he is or she is really. So I think we should wait for someone to join. Then you'll be fully alert. Let me start, viewers. Firstly, you know that different analysis, likely scenarios are being built for the last few days about an alliance among northerners against Mabi's government. Northerner means groups in Tigray, groups in Amhara and Eritrea. And Mabi's government is using this threat to create, to strengthen his support base in Oromia. This is what the Prosperity Party told Oromo opposition parties, that a threat from the north is becoming very visible. The Oromo should unite. But obviously, you need some sort of evidence to make such a big claim. By the way, such claims are very dangerous because such claims lead to polarization in the country. Anyway, but we never saw official statement about alliance between Tigray and Amhara. Though federal government officials, Tigray interim president Getachew group has been accusing TPLF TDF of aligning with Eritrea. But we never heard. Gitacho spoke on it a little, I think, but we never heard official claim that Fano and Tigray generals have reached some sort of agreement and they're working in collaboration. For the first time now, we have an official statement. Ethiopian National Defense Force, around an hour ago, issued a formal statement. You know that Fano fighters, 3 to 4 days ago, launched a new offensive. This new offensive has the backing of all the Fano groups from Gojum, Gonda, Shoa, Wolo, all are part of this offensive. Pro-Fano sources making big claims as if hundreds of E&F soldiers have been killed in the last 2 to 3 days, though I think the claims are very tall, exaggerated, hard to verify. I'm not making videos on that, but they're making big claims. And it was unprecedented, by the way, that Fano groups announced a joint operation. An operation seems to be well coordinated because fighting is being reported in Gondar, Gujam, Wallo, less in Shoa maybe. Uh, Ethiopian military today claimed that General Migbe Haile is the one who is orchestrating this Fano attack on the Ethiopian military. He is the one who is conspiring with Fano fighters. After they formed the alliance, Fano fighters decided to launch a coordinated offensive on Ethiopian military. Military further claims that General Migbehale is involved in gold smuggling into Eritrea from Tigray. General Migbehale has bought expensive properties. He's been robbing people, minting money. Almost quote unquote, I'm sharing with you what military said. General Migbehale played with the lives of Tigrayans. He destroyed the lives of Tigray youths. He was the one who twice attempted to retake control of Western Tigray, Western zone during 2 year long Tigray war. He failed. His failed strategy led to the death of thousands of Tigray youths. Now, is endangering the lives of Amhara youths by backing Amhara youths to launch offensive on the Ethiopian military. Almost, quote unquote, what military said. Lastly, military made a claim. Military said that in the last few days, since the start of this new offensive by Fano, Fano groups have suffered immense losses, huge losses in terms of manpower, in terms of their capabilities, in terms of their weaponries. Military has shared some numbers too, that numbers in terms of how many Fano fighters have been killed, how many captured, how many wounded, how many weapons of Fano have been captured by military. So military has shared some numbers which are in dozens, not in hundreds. And military claims that this new offensive by Fano groups, backed by General Migbe, has failed. Now, 2 points I want to make, then I'll take your questions, comments. Firstly, why was the need for this statement by the military? Is the new offensive by Fano really hurting the military? Military feeling the pinch of this offensive, that is why it has issued an official statement. And any evidence shared by the military to back its claim of nexus between Migbe and Fano? No evidence shared. Any evidence shared in terms of losses suffered by Fano? No. Just numbers. How many killed, how many, etc. Nothing concrete shared by the military. First point. Second point, if Migbe is really aligning with Fano, can you imagine that Migbe is alone and in his personal capacity, he just struck alliance with Fano? No, it's unimaginable. I don't think Migbe alone would take the risk of making this big decision of fighting alongside Fano or backing Fano's new operation. No. If, if, I'm saying if Migbe is practically backing Fano's new offensive, then Migbe is not alone. It means all Tigray generals, TPLF, they're on board. They have formed an alliance with Fano fighters. They gave the green light to Fano fighters that just march, just launch this offensive on military, we will back you. Next point, third point I want to make, not two, 3 points. If an alliance has been formed between Fano and groups in Tigray, what are the terms and conditions of this alliance? I mean, what will TPLF, TDF do in terms of support for Fano? I'll do a video on that, but I can just mention a few points. Firstly, Tigray has lots of weapons, all types of weapons. If Fano and Tigray groups form an alliance, it means that Fano will never have any shortage of weapons. Uh, Firstly. Secondly, Tigray soil can be used by Fano fighters too. Thirdly, logistical support in terms of activities of the military can be shared by TPLF with Fano. So it's not that alliance means that Tigray fighters, Tigray and Fano fighters will fight alongside each other against military. No. It would also be called an alliance if groups in Tigray only provide weapons to Fano, if they provide logistical support, intelligence support to Fano, without actually setting foot on the ground in Amhara in support of Fano fighters. So alliance should not be seen as a traditional alliance in the form of boots on the ground. Let's see. I think now military will have to issue a statement. Thank you, Shafo. Shafo bought a super chat sticker. Shafo says, if this alliance is true, the fall of Abiy's regime is near. Well, I don't jump to conclusions. But since the uh, claim by the military has been made officially, it means there is something behind this claim. Uh, why would military just accuse Migbe for no reason? There must be some sort of reason. Either military wants to pressurize Migbe Tigray generals, and there might have been some preliminary contacts between Migbe and Fano, and military wants to avoid formation of a likely alliance, or alliance has been formed and military is now exposing Tigray channels. This is how I see the situation. Fano supporters would be happy to hear. By the way, in the Horn of Africa, you see how fast your friends and your enemies change. I mean, this type of alliance was unimaginable a year ago. Alliance between TPLF and Eritrea was unimaginable 2 years ago. Eritrean military was killing Tigray fighters by supporting ENDF 3 years ago in Tigray, and then TPLF and Tigrayans met with Eritrean government. Fano fighters were pushing into Western Zone, Umera, uh, kicking out Tigray forces from there. Tigrayans too, now they're forming an alliance. This is how your friends and rivals change in just a few months in Ethiopia. Mulugeta says it seems Ethiopian Defense Force wants to excuse their losses. You're saying that Ethiopian Defense Force is trying to shift the blame for its losses on Migbe. Well, why Migbe? I mean, why did military choose Migbe? This is the question. Military has been suffering losses against Fano. Oh, it's not a new war. 2 year long war. Nothing new to it. Something is happening which is being exposed by the military. Ahmad Jama joined to welcome Ahmad. Hope you're doing fine. Ahmad is a member too. Special welcome, Ahmad. Abdi Karim joined too. Welcome, Abdi Karim. Abdi Karim is also a member. Special welcome to both Abdi Karim and Ahmad Jama. Abdi and Ahmad, I'll do a video on Somali military tomorrow. What I'm hearing from Somali is alarming. I mean, it was being hoped that Somali military will be able to crush or at least to weaken Al Shabaab, but there are serious issues being faced by the military in Somalia. I'll do a video on that tomorrow. Our average Dom says, I see the dirty hands of Isaias in that alliance. Well, military just accused Fano and Migbe, so you are going a step ahead. Dave says, doesn't this automatically break Pretoria deal? Well, Pretoria is not being fully implemented. Pretoria had some time frames, timelines. Nothing is being respected. EDR, withdrawal of non-ENDF forces, political dialogue. Nothing has been done according to Pretoria. Only guns have been silenced. Basic services have been restored, resumed in Tigray. Some IDPs returned to southern Tigray and other parts, but main issues still unsettled and unsolved. Janitor says, could this be a game changer in Oromian politics, Sajid? Maybe it is time for Abiy to reach an agreement with Maro. No, no, I think that Abiy will use this narrative to strengthen his support in Oromia. Maro knows very well. Maro won't be deceived by Abiy. But other parties in Oromia, OLF, OFC, now they'll be more than happy to join Abiy. Because Abiy will use this alliance between Fano and Tigray as a threat. He will tell his supporters in Romania that you are in danger. You are in power after decades of struggle. Now, Maharashtra Tigrayans coming to Addis Ababa. You should support me. Otherwise, Romos will again be out of Addis Ababa. I think Ola knows the game. Ola won't buy it. Jalato says if OLF joins Abiy, Maro will be forced by Romo. You will see it. Well, no, no, I don't think so because Joar, Ola, they're taking a very different line. They know Abiy's game. I don't think they'll be at Abiy's camp. Uh, Abiy can unite other parties, Oromo parties, but Ola is fighting a war of survival. Its group has been split. Government divided it. So it knows that it should try to fight, otherwise it will just disintegrate and Abiy will have its way. So he was his way. So I don't think that Ola will buy this narrative. Jawar perhaps won't buy it because he knows Abiy's plan too. Amhara says, "Hi Sajid, yes, I follow your program. Your report is reliable, but sometimes you take information from unreliable sources. Just careful on this." Yes, sources sometimes make mistakes. People don't mislead me. I think those people in touch with me for 4 to 5 years are very reliable now. But it happens. Sometimes people make mistakes, and sometimes we just misunderstand development. So it happens. But good thing is that we should make corrections. Should keep people updated. Others don't make corrections. I ensure that we make corrections and we keep our viewers fully updated with the right information. Alim says, "Do you think Abi knows who you are?" I think top Ethiopian government officials know who I am. So it's not surprising for me. If Ethiopian embassy in Pakistan knows who I am, trying to contacted me, in fact, people know me, I think. Others as well. Uh, and my only advantage is that I am far away from Ethiopia. I'm not interested in making too much money by selling myself. I believe in making money through hard work. So that is why I think I've been free from the influence of those who have been trying to buy journalists and buy those who present news programs. Uh, and my good luck is that I am away from that conflict area. Yes, it would have been difficult, very difficult to cover Ethiopia by being in Ethiopia. Uh, it's difficult to speak the truth there. I know Tarzan about Jula and Bacha. Thank you, Beniam. Interesting question. Let me answer. Beniam bought a super chat sticker. Question is very interesting. Does Sajid know who he is? Well, uh, I see myself as a student, honestly. It's like week one of my education when it comes to learning about the Horn of Africa. I still see myself as a student. Every day is a new day for me. I learn new things from people. And who is the teacher? You people, I think. I learned a lot from you people. During war, too, you helped me a lot with your translations, with historical background to the present day developments. I learned from you people. I study a lot too. So I see myself as a student. That's what I am. Estefano says, Sajid, you forgot TDF already out of ammunition before going to Pretoria. Well, not out of ammunition. It's not that TDF back then had no ammunition. There were definitely challenges, but it's not that they had run out of everything. And if you remember, military claimed, Ethiopian military, it in fact intercepted some weapon shipments in Amhara, which came from Tigray last year. And why is there need for DDR if Tigray has no weapons? I mean, disarmament is part of DDR. Disarmament means that Tigray has weapons. General Komsa says, a failed student, as if I asked him to give a grade to me. Well, if followers are like General Komsa, no student can succeed, honestly. Hamza says, "Hi Sajid, how Fano and TPLF formed an alliance since they were enemies in recent conflict?" Just a few minutes ago, I said that in the Horn of Africa, allies and enemies change, not overnight, but in months. Michael Ziudo says, "Who do you think will come after Abi?" Well, if you ask me, no one can weaken Abi. No opposition party, no one opposition party, no one armed group, no one country. Abi can only be put under pressure if a broad alliance is formed. I've been saying that for almost 2 years now. The alliance could be a political alliance. It could be alliance of armed groups. It could be alliance of countries and internal Ethiopian groups. That is how Abi can be countered. It's not that alliance will be able to achieve its targets. I'm not saying that. This is the only strategy which can work against Abi. Otherwise, if people continue fighting Abi separately, whether they are armed groups or opposition parties, none of them will succeed, I think. Lilo is asking about Sudanese fighting. I did a video on that earlier today. Military is retaking territories there. RSF now being pushed back into Darfur. Sudan is split now. It's difficult to remove RSF from Darfur. A country will remain split, I think, under two governments, one in Port Sudan and Khartoum, the other in Darfur. Not good for stability in Sudan, in the Horn of Africa, in this part of Africa. Muni Muni says, "Will Fano reach Addis Ababa?" Well, they said they'll reach Addis Ababa very soon in 2023, if you remember, Muni. It was July. And they were hoping back then to reach Addis Ababa in just a few days or weeks. And they managed to make some inroads into Oromia from Amhara, but they were pushed back. And now they're fighting. I think now they're focused on Amhara. They have realized that the strategy of moving into Addis without moving into Bahirdar was a wrong strategy. They have Addis Ababa as their goal, ultimate goal, but now they're focused more on Amhara. Again, Moni, what I said earlier, they can reach Addis if they form an alliance, if they get support from other countries, other groups in Ethiopia. Alone, they won't be able to reach Addis. That's what I'm saying. That's what I said a few moments ago. JX Ferengi says, "I can't see them getting past Dejin." Well, by the way, if you, I don't think I should disclose it fully, but I know that Ola and Fano are in talks. I am working on this topic. They have been in talks for some time. It's not new, by the way. But in recent months, their talks resumed. They're trying to reach some sort of minimum agenda points to start a joint struggle. That's what I can say. I don't want to disclose this news in advance. I'm working on it. Once I have full information, all the detail, then I'll do a video on that. Yeah, Moni, they have been in talks for some time. It's not new, but now they are working to form an alliance on one point agenda. Uh, and they are reportedly agreeing on some mechanisms, on some terms and conditions. Once they agree on something concrete, then we'll do a video on that. I think I answered your question, Zaidu. I did, I think. No, no, Z Wisdom. I did not see your question. Could you rewrite? Salman Volde joined. Welcome, Salman. Solomon is surprised. Why is RB provoking Eratia while ENDF is weak? Well, I have been saying that this policy adopted by RB is called brinkmanship. It's not preparation for war. You can read about brinkmanship. This is what he is doing, but sometimes brinkmanship can go wrong and it can lead to a real war. Interesting point by Moon is saying it's like the TPLF Ola working together in 2021. Uh, well, they were not just TPLF and Ola in 2021. There were 8 or 9 parties, I remember, which signed a deal in the US. One party was from Afar, one from Somali region, one from southern Ethiopia. But back then, Fano was against them. And we know that between Ola and Tigray, there is Fano, there is Amhara. An alliance involving Ola, Fano, Tigray, Eritrea could be a deadly alliance. Muni, you might not agree with me, but this is how I see it. If really an alliance is formed, if they agree, then Eritrea, Tigray, Amhara, Ola, no one to stop them. Really, it could be a deadly alliance, a force, a real force to be reckoned with. Z Wisdom says, I lost your question again. What did Ethiopian embassy demand from you when they reach out you? Well, I did a video on that over a year ago, more than a year ago. They wanted me to report to support the narrative. They said, we can collaborate. It happens. You can put a spin on your news. We love your work. We follow your work. And we can help you. We can recognize your work. This is the type of thing they said. I said, if I'm making anything which is incorrect, point it out. I'll make a correction. That's what my job is. I don't promote anyone's narrative, but I make corrections. If I make mistakes, contact me anytime. I'll make a correction. That's what I can do. Not more than that. Mooney Mooney says, if you are my analyst who worked for me, I would have fired you years ago. Well, I don't work for anyone. I am lucky not to be your analyst, not to be anyone's analyst, by the way. I am a freelancer. Yeah, the wisdom. This is what they meant. General Komsa says you work for Isaias. Komsa, what should I say? Are you okay today? Hopefully, you're not high. It was 43 minutes have passed. I think we should end this live chat session. Well, Komsa, your accusation was so ridiculous, I could not control my laughter. No, LM, I did not contact them again. In fact, I did not attend their calls after that. I went abroad after that for a few weeks. I got out of touch with them. And I think it was not safe for me to be in touch with them. So I got out of touch completely. Let's end the live chat, viewers. I'll be back tomorrow. We have 3 live chats this week: Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It was good to be with you. Good to have your questions, comments. We learned from each other. I'll be back tomorrow with a new topic. Special thanks to all the members who've joined today. Their appreciation, their contribution matter a lot for me. They buy membership, they buy super chat stickers, they appreciate my work. All that means a lot for me. Thank you. I'll be back tomorrow. Till then, bye bye.